A Pox in Our House is the 15th episode of the first season of Full House, directed by Joel Swick. And as you can probably deduce from the title, this one is all about chickenpox. Stephanie has chickenpox, but not just Stephanie. I won't say exactly who else gets the chickenpox at the moment. I will, with a spoiler warning, go into some more details in a second. But it's all about how this household deals with chickenpox and different people getting chickenpox. And there are some subplots. For example, DJ's getting ready to go to her first slumber party, which is quite exciting. And Michelle is amazing in this. She's at the age now where she's starting to interact with the rest of the cast. At the beginning of Full House, which was obviously quite a good number of weeks before this one, Mary Kate and Ashley were a little bit younger and not quite as interactive, but they're getting older now, and obviously babies change quite a lot in a short space of time. And there were two bits in this that I just thought were perfect. I don't know how many takes it took, but there's the moment where DJ tells Michelle to sit, and after a beat, she does. And I just thought it was so wonderful. And there's also the bit where Michelle and Danny are pretending to talk to each other on the phone, and it's what Michelle does there. And I imagine there was a little bit of ad libbing there, but it was just beautifully done. I won't say exactly what it is, I don't want to spoil it completely, but it really amused me, and it's just so lovely to start to see Michelle being a much more active character, because obviously 15 episodes ago she was quite a lot younger and was just basically a prop, to be quite honest. She was something that people held or carried around. She didn't really do much herself. Needless to say, I'm a very big Mary Kate and Ashley fan, so I get really excited as the show progresses and we start to see her being more and more involved in narratives. Michelle really is adorable. So, the spoilers, I guess, from now, I'll go into a bit of detail about who else got the chickenpox and what I thought worked really well with this. And there was one bit of advice that I thought was pretty clever. So, aside from Stephanie, Joey and Jesse both get chickenpox. And I will say the episode didn't really make it very clear that if you get chickenpox as an adult, it's worse. It's apparently, I don't know if I've ever had chickenpox actually, which is slightly awkward, but it is apparently a lot worse if you get it as an adult. And the episode didn't really show that, which I feel like was maybe a missed opportunity to educate viewers on the fact that if you can get it as a child, you really should. But nevertheless, Joey and Jesse are very frustrated by this. They help each other a lot to try and stop each other from scratching. But they also give Stephanie this great trick. I think it was Joey, but I could be wrong. But one of them gave Stephanie the idea to scratch this giant teddy bear. If she was feeling itchy on her stomach, she would scratch the teddy bear instead, and it helped her to almost relieve that itch without actually scratching. And I thought that was actually a really clever idea. I don't know quite how effective it would be, but if nothing else, it's a distraction technique. So I thought the episode did a really good job of actually providing some techniques on how to deal with these things, whatever age you are. And I thought that was pretty cool. Danny is struggling with work because he's got a big event and a big opportunity, but of course his household's come down with chickenpox. DJ's fine because she's already had them, and DJ's going off to her slumber party. Who's going to look after Michelle and Stephanie if Joey and Jesse in particular can't go near Michelle for risk of her getting chickenpox? Having said that, I feel like it would have been a good thing to give Michelle chickenpox because again, it's better to get them as a child. And people actually hold chickenpox parties. They're not necessarily always medically advised, but I do feel like telling Joey and Jesse to stay away from Michelle was actually not maybe the best. I mean, I'm not a medical professional, but based on what everybody says, it's better to get chickenpox when you're younger. So it probably would have been better to actually expose Michelle to that virus and give her them. I don't know, maybe they thought she was a little bit too young. But either way, Danny needed help, and he was genuinely considering asking DJ to stay back from her first ever slumber party. And I'm really pleased Danny made the right decision. Even more pleased with what DJ did. I don't necessarily agree with what DJ did. I feel like a child of 10, I think she's 10, shouldn't feel that responsibility to have to help look after the family. But at the same time, if that's who she is, if that's what she wants to do, then that's lovely and that's wonderful. And it was very admirable. It's a great episode. It's partly educational. I feel like there were missed opportunities. Um, but I say that, I feel maybe when this was released, people weren't as knowledgeable about chickenpox in adults. I feel like they might have been, but never mind. Either way, really enjoyed it. Really moving episode with some really great tips in it. Suitably funny. Michelle was fabulous. Definitely one, as is usually the case, that I really enjoyed.